My name is Brother Bill Goins. I'm talking to you today from Calvary Baptist Church in Tunnel Hill, Georgia. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about a burden that we've had on our heart for some time, and how the Lord has directed us to begin a new ministry here at our church. For some time, my pastor and I, Brother Tony Hyde, had been burdened about the possibility of starting a printing ministry here at the church, something that we could use to print high-quality gospel literature to missionaries and to evangelists and for other churches and pastors that are doing the work of Christ and to help get the gospel out and to further the ministries of independent fundamental Baptists. We prayed about this for some time, for a couple of years, and then one day I was at work where I'm in the graphics industry and science graphics print. We had purchased a new HP Indigo press. It's an offset digital printing press. I was speaking with a technician there from HP, and after talking with him, I found out that he's a Christian, and he was telling me about his church, and I was telling him about mine, and we got to talking, and I mentioned how nice it would be to have such a press at our church, so that we could provide this service to evangelists, to missionaries, and other churches, and to ourselves, and to get that gospel out on a printed page. After talking with him for just a little while, he said, "And if you're serious, I know somewhere where you can get a really good used printing press that will be a good start for you." Well, the printing presses, these HP Indigos, brand new, are $250,000 to $300,000, and that's just a little out of our range, if you know what I mean. Well, this one that he mentioned was in Nashville from a company that was buying a new piece of equipment, and they wanted to make room for it. And so he gave me the information. My pastor and I went up and looked at it, and we fell in love with it. And after having looked at it, we got to thinking about how we might be able to come up with money, because you see, they wanted $30,000 for this press. And obviously we checked into it, and we did some research about the cost of these presses, and it was a very good price for what we would be getting. After talking about how we might be able to come up with the money, Brother Tony decided that we should have a men's meeting here at our church and talk to the men and find out if they would even be interested in having such a ministry here at Calvary Baptist. We had a meeting on that next Sunday with the men of the church, and everyone seemed just so enthusiastic about the possibilities of such a ministry. After talking with them, we were really excited about it and wanted to do something, but we just didn't know where we might get the money. And Brother Tony decided to ask the men to pray for that next week about this possibility. And after that next week, we would talk about how we might be able to come up with the money. By Friday of that same week, I had a phone call, and it seemed that a lady in our church had a death in her family, and she had received an inheritance. She wanted to let us know that she intended to tithe on that inheritance to the sum of $32,000. God provided. He made a way for us to start this ministry. So Brother Tony I called Brother Tony, my pastor, and he was excited about that possibility. We got together that following Sunday with the men and had that other meeting. Brother Tony started out the meeting by asking if the men had been praying. Many of them said, yes, we've been praying. We're interested in this. This is something that would be great for our church. And some of the men spoke up and said we feel like we ought to do this. That's just how we want to come up with money. Maybe we can contact some other churches and ministries and see if they can donate money toward the purchase of the press so that we can get started. Brother Tony said, "Well, let me tell you, we've got the money." Then he asked a general question: "What do y'all think about that? What does that mean? What should we do?" Brother Andy Coker spoke up and said, "I don't see how you can take it. I think we need to buy a printing press." So it took some doing, but we voted to buy the printing press, and it took some extra work to prepare a room to put it in, and then we had to get it disassembled and brought down here from Nashville and reassembled, and we had 3-phase electricity installed into the church, and afterwards we're up and running. You'll notice some of the samples of some of the pieces that we printed. really, really happy with the quality of the press, and I know that you will be too if we end up working together. See the sheets come out full color. We're up and running, and we're so excited to get something done for God. Thanks for watching this video, and if you think that your ministry might benefit from our ministry, please contact us. You can contact me at calvarystand@me.com.